Hey folks, Dagan here, and today I have the utmost pleasure to be showcasing for you an amp which is really bloody good. This is the EVH Hypersonic 5150III 50-watt 6L6, and it says 6L6, but there's no tubes in this. I had one of the original heads for years, the 100-watt heads when they first came out. It was just that hot-rodded, modern-day Eddie Van Halen tone. It's a gain monster, it's that tone we all know and love. But I sold it because it was too loud to ever use anywhere. It was the 100-watt version before the 50 watts even came out. It was too loud to ever use anywhere, and it was so bloody heavy. And I miss it every day. Until now, this thing's here. I'm just going to jump in quickly and say I have noticed that a few folk that watch this channel aren't yet subscribed. This isn't the old PMT channel, this is me doing my own thing with the brands and companies that I love and the gear that I really want to showcase. So it would mean the world to me if you hit subscribe down there and the like button. If you like this video, want to talk about it, comment down below and start a good old discussion about EVH. And I've actually got a really cool unboxing first impressions video on this amplifier on my Patreon page, which is also linked in the description box down there as well, so check that out if you want to go behind the scenes. Anyways, back to the amp. These amps are just insane. They've got so much balls, like all of them. As many as you could possibly fit into there. So if you're unfamiliar with what the Hypersonic is, it came out in January this year, 2026. And it's essentially a modeling amp. But not in the same way a Boss Katana is or a Line 6 Spider. It models one thing. It's got tons of processing power, tons of it, and it uses it all to model one thing, and that is the iconic EVH 5150III. I suppose it's not really a modeling amp. Like, modeling can be perceived as somewhat of a dirty word these days, I guess, when it's this kind of price point and this kind of thing. It's a digital 5150III, and it's got so many features under its beautiful striped front panel. That's just on the Crunch channel. This is one of the best high gain amps on the entire planet, used by Van Halen fanatics like myself to get Eddie's more later tones. It's not like a modified Marshall from back in the day and stuff. It's got so much gain in it through each of the channels. 3-channel amplifier. Before we get into any of that, I just want to say one of the reasons I like it so much is the fact that it doesn't weigh a ton, like the original head did. This is 39 pounds. Still, it's substantial for what it is. You wouldn't want to pick it up with your little finger because it's a big 50-watt EVH combo amp, but it's a hell of a lot lighter than the Valve ones. But it's laid out exactly the same as them. Just because it's digital doesn't mean it's got loads of LED screens on the top and touch screens and you can Bluetooth your phone to it and all that kind of crazy digital stuff. No, all that power, like I say, goes into sounding like a 6L6 5150III. And because it says 6L6 on the bottom, there's two 5150IIIs out there, the 6L6 and the EL34s. Guessing there might be an EL34 version in the future, but the 6L6 is my favourite. So other little fun things with it being digital, each channel has its own independent gain control, which lights up. I love things that light up. Check that out, look, it's green, it's blue, it's red, which is so handy to have because, like I keep saying, this thing breathes fire when you turn the gain up, so it's nice to not have an extra pedal on your board and have the noise gate built into the amp. There's also built-in digital reverb, which is just lovely and very kind of, let's turn it up, as I can. I'll show what that sounds like. I am going to close my eyes and pretend to be Eddie Van Halen sound checking at the Tokyo Dome to an empty stadium. check. I can make mistakes during sound check. But yeah, the reverb's fantastic, and one of the coolest things about it being fancy and digital and hypersonic and the rest, the 50-watt power section actually has 6 different like attenuation levels. So it's so faithful to a tube amp. When you crank up a tube amp and when you get the power valves like cooking, it does sound better. Like the amp is really going, but that's bad for your ears, the amplifier, the power transformer, and the rest. With this, you can crank the top end and it'll react like a valve amp, but you can take it down to 1 watt, like this. And it reacts the same. Just quieter. I love stuff like this. I love when, I was going to say evil used for good, when modern day guitar tech, which is inherently like, oh, modern digital stuff, can't beat power tubes and that. Try one of these. They're linked in the description box down below so you can check them out online. But if you get a chance to call into a guitar store and hear one of these in person, it'll blow your socks off. Also, what's cool that you'll be hearing later is the fact that there's a balanced XLR output on the back. So you haven't even got to mic this up. For this video, I'm making it up with a Shure SM57, and the speaker is a gorgeous Celestion EVH G12H, I call it, but the proper EVH speaker. If you don't want to do that, XLR output on the back, there's 2 different impulse responses to choose from, and you can't load your own IRs in, but that's something that I never personally do. When it's an amp like this, the IRs are usually great out the box because it's the EVH sound that I kind of want. You'll hear that with the timestamps down below, but there is an option to turn the cab IRs off, and I suppose you can run into a IR loader or something like an aux box or a 2 notes or something like that and put in your own impulse responses if you want to do it that way. But I don't know why you would, because that sounds great. That's, like I say, timestamp just down there as well. So what else is there before we start hearing some more? Effects loop, as you'd expect. You can control it all via MIDI. There's headphone output. There's even a USB-C input, so you can update the firmware if EVH ever want to do that. I don't know why you want to expand on this, but it's there if you need it. And yeah, it's virtually indistinguishable to the original, and I adore the original, but it hasn't got any of the foibles, like the weight or the loudness or any of that kind of stuff. But it reacts properly. You get that proper gnarly percussive. What else is there? I'm forgetting stuff. Foot switch. Comes with a foot switch, a lovely 5-button foot switch, that classic EVH foot switch, where you can switch between the channels, turn the effects loop on and off, turn the reverb on and off. Oh, it's got a resonance control as well, over on the right-hand side, a global presence and resonance. And I believe the resonance came in with the Stealth version. Mine never had a resonance control, but I'm really pleased this has got it. That's kind of all the specs and stuff. Let's get into the channels and let's get into some tones. So the gear I'm using in this video, I'm micing up the Hypersonic 5150III with a Shure SM57, in case you skipped that bit earlier when I was talking about the cabinet and the speaker and stuff. And that's going into a Zoom H6. Guitar-wise, I'm using my trusty Sun Valley Super Shredder, because I thought it matched quite nicely with the Ivory 5150. Right, tones. Channel 1 and 2 are combined with dual concentric knobs. So the black bit on the bottom is channel 1. The top bit, the classic chicken head knobs, is channel 2, which is the crunch channel. Clean, crunch, and lead. And I'm going to start with the crunch, because that's where Eddie liked to be 90% of the time. It's got that lovely like valve thing where you, it's like compression, like it bounces back at you, which is exactly what you need for the whole Van Halen like. The overtones and everything just really shine out when you play big chords or when you play single notes, and just hit it just right. And that's with the gain at 10 o'clock. So there's still a little bit of, it's not too overly saturated. The gain, like, it's a hard thing to explain. It kind of, there's a clean note and the gain kind of surrounds it, and that's where you get that percussiveness. Whatever that was. If I turn the gain up as well, I'll show you how much it's got in it. Well, no, I'm not going to do that because that's pretty intense. This is 2 o'clock. It's very thick and some would say fluffy. The best thing about having a presence and resonance control is you can dial that out. But I prefer it with the gain about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So everything shines through, and turn the presence down and the resonance back up. There we go. And of course that noise gate is working wonders because it's whisper silent. It's just the best sound in the world, isn't it? Neck pickup tones are fun. Other people just want to hear the proper... Actually, I'll do it a little bit more. There we go, neck pickup tones with the 5150III. This has just turned into you guys watching me have fun with an amp now. Mistakes and all, because I'm just riffing with this amplifier, and that's kind of... When an amp makes you do that, that's when you know it's good. So let's head on over to the clean channel now, which famously, with the 5150III, this is how faithful this is to the original. not much of a clean channel. That's with a gain at 2, let's do. There is still some hair on it. Which is fine. It's a manageable clean channel. But for cleans, what I would do is stay on the blue channel, the crunch channel, and do the classic thing of just turning the volume down because it's so sweet. And all that good stuff. Now let's nuzzle over to one of the best high gain channels on the entire planet, the red channel of a 5150III. So not only the channel that Eddie used to use for his lead tones, again in the later years, way away from the whole brown sound thing of the 80s and stuff. This red channel is utilised by so many iconic metal bands of the modern era. Gojira being my personal favourite because it's just... It's just there. It's so direct and there's so much attack. Riffs are great, but of course, like I say, Eddie used this for his clean channel. His clean channel, his lead channel, back in the day. I kind of got the gate set just on the cusp of where it'll feed back before it clamps it down. The gate in this is excellent as well. Everything I've shown you thus far, all the EQ has been at noon. So let's start with the gain channel, and I'm going to scoop some of the mids and do the whole old school metal thing. Clunk you get is what you get from a proper 5150III. This thing absolutely chugs. Red channel. Let's do the EQ on the blue channel now. Again, everything you heard before was halfway up. Let's boost some of the mids actually on this guy. Scoop some, why not? See if I can chug. I'll turn the gain up as well. Presence up a bit. So even with that much gain, it cleans up. And if you're smart enough for the noise gate, it won't choke out the notes. And everything in between. So that's a little run through with a microphone. Let's put all the EQ back to noon and show you what it sounds like with the direct XLR output out the back and the cab impulse responses it comes with. So now the microphone's out the way. As you can see, I'm plugging in the first of two cabinet simulators out the back. Like I said at the start, you can turn this off and use a separate load box or a 2-notes thing or impulse response loader, whatever, to do it that way if you ever wanted to. And like I said, my favorite settings with these guys, all the EQ is at noon. Weirdly, I just like it. And the gain on the blue channel, the crunch channel right now, is at 10. I'm still hearing it through the speaker, obviously. Only you guys are hearing it through the cab rig, and you can turn the amp off, and it'll like the standby almost, and it'll still record through the XLR thing. This sounds like a great amp to me because I'm still hearing through the EVH speaker. Cab 1, cab 2 now. Cab 1, over to the red channel, the lead channel. Don't know what happened there, but... Cab 2 with the lead channel. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't feel it. There we go. More metal than your mam's kettle. Let's back to cab 1, and I want to see how well it cleans up with a volume control on the blue channel. That good stuff right there. The whole. Now the actual clean channel, which isn't as clean as other amps can be. It's not bad, that. Like, people give it a bad rep. But it properly sounds like the clean channel of a 5153. I think, ladies and gents, that's all the side specs and sounds I can give you from the beautiful EVH Hypersonic 5153 50-watt 6L6. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Comment what you think. If you like what I do, support me even more over on my Patreon page to see cool behind the scenes bits, and I've even got a full unboxing of this when I first got it from EVH, so that's a fun little first impressions video. All linked down there. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll catch you later.